Hi, my name is Clay Hicks. Whether when you focus on a relationship and not the outcomes become more predictable. I'm here with Justin Myers with OfficeKey Cincinnati. Justin and I have been around now each other for about 13, 12 years, something like that, since he came into
Mhm,
OfficeKey. And
mhm.
of course, I have a relationship with his dad too. I love that guy too. And OfficeKey has been a major sponsor of H7 now for 14 years. That's a long time.
Mhm.
And so thank you, Justin.
My
Um,
pleasure.
let's, let's start with here, Justin. Why don't you start telling us a little bit about Office Key, maybe some of your responsibilities if you like, but
Sure.
take a few
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. So we're Office Key. We're based here in Cincinnati. We have five locations. Basically, what we do is it's office space via a subscription model. So a lot of people out there have probably heard of co-working. We've kind of morphed into being part of that industry. Basically, it's companies that are typically a little bit smaller in scale or have like a local presence that need to kind of use the efficiencies of an office. They don't have to. They use us, so they don't have to build out a big office or sign a long-term lease. We offer it in a more flexible arrangement. Basically, what we do is we take a space, we build it out with a reception area, conference rooms, private offices, some open spaces, and then basically offer it to clients to use either as an everyday space. Some people come to the office every day. They have their own private office they use. Other people work from home or work from wherever, but they use this as their address so they can get mail here, they can have meetings here. And really, with COVID and the way people work these days, it's really a mixture of everything. So many people use us that work from home, but they need that business presence. And there's other people that can't work from home because they got the kids or the dogs or whatever, and they need a place to go to that's can be most productive at. And so we kind of take that co-working concept and we call it pro-working, in that we're providing a professional workplace where you can be productive. And it's kind of isolate the distractions. It's not, and we're designed in a way, we're not like a coffee shop. We're not like the crazy distracted atmosphere. It's a lot of closed door meeting spaces and offices. There's a little open space, and we do have a great community. But our driving force is we're providing a place that people can come and be productive and do their best work.
That's awesome. How,
Yeah.
how long have you guys been in business now?
So 41 years. So last year was our 40th anniversary. So you mentioned my dad. He founded the company in 1984. I always tell people I was alive. I wasn't very much help at that point. But it wasn't long after that he put me to work. I've been working in this since I was a kid, moving furniture and painting offices. But yeah, so 41 years. It's interesting because it's evolved a lot over the years to a certain extent. But the essence has remained the same, is that we're providing a easy business or easy office solution for companies. And certainly, coming through COVID has changed a lot of things about that. And I always tell people, I don't want to go through that again, but it did help us in a way that we always ask people to think critically about their office and how they use it. And COVID created an atmosphere where every company now thinks critically about their office and whether they need this or that, and how they really set up their employees. And so that's really led up a lot of people to not just us, but our industry overall.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now, um, can you communicate with those watching and listening
Mhm.
um, one or two or three reasons why your existing clients pick you? Like, why do
Sure.
they choose you?
Yeah, a couple reasons. One, we've stood the test of time. There's, as I mentioned, with the impact of COVID, there's a lot of new workspace options out there, a lot of new co-working spaces out there. We've kind of stayed committed to the industry that we really serve, which is professionals, attorneys, financial advisors, consultants, marketing companies that they need a place that represents them well. When you walk into our offices, there is no office key branding, and that's very purposeful. We want it to be your space as much as ours. So a lot of other places out there, you see a big giant marquee of that co-working space or whatever it is, where if you've got a lawyer bringing people there, you're clearly a subset of this company. With us, and we're not trying to trick anybody, but we create I don't want to say illusion, but we create the atmosphere that this is your office. We're here to represent you. The other big thing is that with our track record, we have a lot of very long tenured staff who are experts at taking care of people. And there's, very little turnover. We pay them accordingly so that they, do their best work and represent. They really kind of become an extension of our clients, if you will. So these people that are clients, we've had clients for 40 years, to be honest. So like they stay with us because, we take care of them, and obviously everywhere in between as far as the tenure.
Yeah.
But so those are two key differentiators for us. And me being the owner, and working right alongside these people, it's a different experience than you get from a national office provider where it's a little bit uh, bureaucracy laden and things like that. Like I'm here to solve problems, and I'm dealing with the same thing as you are as far as whatever the issue is. So I want to get it fixed. So I think that has an impact as how we deal with our clients and why they stay. And we also make it easy to leave. It's a pretty flexible term. And that also, because of that, people come back to us because we make it easy, and they see the value in that, and they come, and if they need to, and often come back or recommend people, which is even better.
I want to touch on this one thing. In all the years I've known you, I did not know the reasons why there was no branding in there
Yeah,
in your office.
yeah,
When you were sharing that, it was really cool how it sounds like your vision for it was to make them, anybody who comes in to use the space, to subscribe to the space, you essentially give them ownership, or at least
yeah,
thought ownership around the
yep,
space. That's a
yeah,
really cool thing because your competition, I've seen some.
yeah. It's
We
the
won't
opposite.
finish that. Yeah, we won't
Yeah,
finish that,
right, 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 right.
but it's
And I
not.
think, yeah, and I think that I always tell people, like, if that doesn't matter to you, that's great. Like if that branding one way or the other has no impact, that's fine. But for us, particularly the people that we're trying to serve and the markets we're trying to cater to, there's that little bit of underlying value that it gives you just a little more sense of like, sometimes people are have some trepidation about entering into a contract like this because it's not super traditional, right?
Yeah,
So we try to make that ownership part of it, make it easier and make them feel like there's a lot of value there.
it's really cool. That's really cool. So we just have another minute here.
Sure.
If you could tell those that are watching, now I know for a fact you work with many different professions
Hmm.
inside of Office Key, but kind of can you share what your top three or two or three are that
Sure.
tend to leverage your space the most?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'd say um, certainly attorneys is a big market for us. Financial advisors are another one. Another one that we've seen more recently that's taken up a lot of our clientele is therapy. Um, the interesting thing, I think the through line with each of these industries is that there's still value in meeting in person, right?
Sure.
So people that want to have an office that guests can come to, and I always tell people as well that like it's not even that you have to meet them here; it's that you have a good option to put out there. A lot of therapists or any of these industries, they can meet their clients via Zoom, and it's fine. But there's still something to that in-person contact that I think these three industries specifically really value, and just to be able to put that out there as an option for the people that do want that um, is pretty critical.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Justin, thanks again for being on here with me today. I appreciate that deeply. And for those of you listening to the video right now, you definitely want to connect with Justin. He is somebody very special and special to me. So thank you,
Thank
Justin,
you.
for being on here, and thank you for being a longtime sponsor.